Boom, we're pre-recorded. So I wanted to go over some of my sentiments in the crypto markets and where I actually think I was wrong in my sentiments. Now, I wasn't wrong about Craig Wright and Roger Ver being total dickwads, but what I was wrong about was the actual sentiment here. Now, I was worried that if people like Roger Ver and Craig Wright could actually cause the system to break itself, that it was useless, right? Because that means a government or banks could easily do the same thing, and then it would ruin the whole philosophy and concept behind how we can empower individuals by basically disempowering and disenfranchising the banks and governments themselves by removing their hierarchical power. So that didn't happen, luckily. You saw this ridiculous fight and an absurdity between these two little schoolboy children who barely know how to act. Now again, like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to say that I know any better. I make a fool of myself all the time, yet I'm actually the first to let you know and recognize that fact. But we didn't see the markets break down. Nothing changed. And as far as I know, Bitcoin or Bcash ABC was actually the one that won. Now, the funny part here is if you go to CoinMarketCap, now they're all listed as, Bitcoin Cash is actually still listed in Bitcoin Cash. But if you look in Binance or whatever, it says BCH ABC and BCH SV. They've just added more letters to their name, even furthering themselves from the original BTC logo and the original Bitcoin framework. Now, Craig Wright had said something in one of his speeches where he said that there was a fatal flaw in SegWit. Now, I had said this months ago, not that there was a fatal flaw, that I actually wouldn't keep anything in a SegWit wallet. I would only keep it in a legacy wallet, and I've continued to do that. Even though it costs me a little bit more to send and save those transactions, I don't really care. I've intuitively thought there's something wrong with SegWit to begin with. Anyways, that goes into some of the conversations about fractional reserve banking, which comes from the idea of the SegWit related to the Lightning Network, blah, blah, blah. I don't know a whole lot about code and tech, but what I can say is when I follow my intuition, we've been generally correct. Now, I try to actually hold that sway, and I try to use as many indicators for my intuition as possible so I'm not just following the animals, although the animals have apparently never sent me wrong. So with that in mind, I want to dive in and take a look at the charts here a little longer. Bitcoin bounced right off this line that we were looking at, the $5,500 area. This was the first volume profile fill. Now we really get to see over the next week here, do we continue to fall down to around $5,000, again up and test these lower triangle areas? I had said multiple times in the last 24 hours in the last two videos that I still think there's a possibility for a very quick capitulation and reversal. Now, you would have to go all the way to $7,700 for me to believe that. And even then, a wave two after that wave one would likely be back around $6,500. So it's not that big of a deal. It would give us a lot of time and noticeability if anything were to happen. So for any people that like to leave useful comments in the comment section, I do suggest you do that down below. Give us those thumbs up. Join the Telegram channel of a bunch of like-minded, well-rounded, and supportive individuals. Because again, hierarchies shouldn't be allowed to be climbed by tyranny and bullying behavior. They should be climbed by competence and conscientiousness. And yesterday, I'd thrown so many swear words at Mr. Ver and Wright that I felt maybe it was my conscientious duty to come back with not an apology, but hey, they didn't break it, they didn't wreck it, and thank God, because now there's at least a little more sentimental value in what we've been investing in this whole time. Now, that also leads us to a few other great ideas. The rest of the alternative digital assets have hit their multi-bottoms. Now that could be a degradative fact, right? Anytime you bounce against the bottom for too long, it's hard to say, you're probably going to go lower. But it's not too frequent. So, for instance, we're actually in the positive for some of our Raven trades, right? Because we picked up a bunch at around 500. Now, we didn't get in as low as we possibly could have, which is around 450, that's a big difference. The 50 extra Satoshis to where we are at around 512, 515 at its high today. So we're still in gains in some of our lower entries, so excited about that. And we're also seeing green show up across the rest of the board, which is nice. BAT, for instance. Now, if we take a look at the relationship to some of these lower trends, this is actually where you'd suspect a capitulation in the market to go anyway. So it's not out of accordance with what we were originally looking at. We had a small breakout above this triangle in the BAT token, and then a very, very quick reversal as soon as BAT was listed on Coinbase. I do suspect that will become frequent. it's always buy the rumor, sell the news. So as soon as BAT hit the news portion, which is, oh, it's listed, down it came. You want to be buying BAT weeks ago when it was just a rumor. We had heard those rumors, but we don't like to speculate too much. I will start to talk about the rumors that we hear more often, as long as they don't come from one of our key birdies, because I believe that those discussions are mostly under NDA to begin with, as they're my best friends, and some of the things they tell us, they're not for public digestion. So anything I hear in the rumor sphere, I'm going to start sharing. Now I'm going to let everyone know that these are rumors that I am hearing, so no one thinks that they're news yet. But be aware that rumors often can turn into news, and just sometimes buying the rumor can be equivalent to selling the news if you know how to time it right. So the basic attention token made a nice big wave 1, and now it didn't drop past down to its wave 2 low, so this is good. We're seeing a lot of confirmations again of positivity in these markets. Now Bitcoin dragged a lot down with it, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. What it actually excited me about, and what I wanted to remind myself of yesterday, is that even though Bitcoin comes down and you have these two douche heads arguing about this space, there is an innumerable amount of new technologies that are being created in the distributed ledger and consensus area. And that's what we need to be investing in more so, because you don't want one person to be able to capitulate the entire ecosystem. That would be just stupid, right? So I was upset yesterday at them for having that argument, but all it did was prove the anti-fragility of this market as a whole. And I love that. I actually love that they did that, because as stupid as they are, it actually proved that you can't mess with us too much. And I love that. Mr. Craig Wright said, oh, proof of social media, we're going to go in hash power. Well, you fucking lost that one. You lost that one too. I'm bleeping my own swears out from now on in case anyone's wondering. Because some children are watching, and I like the families to be able to watch my show anyways. So I'm going to bleep out my own swears and hope everything goes well. So that's my new practice, is to yell and bleep out my own swears. Everyone's going to be confused on why I do that, I'm sure, in real life. But anyways, I'll try to keep that practice so all the lovely children and families that enjoy watching my ridiculous show can do that without having to remember to put earmuffs on their kids when I'm feeling upset. Anyways, we've proven that this space is anti-fragile, and we will continue to do so. So go ahead, shake the markets, shake the weak hands out. I love that we are here for a deeper philosophical purpose, as to empower others. And I believe that as we grow and build in this ecosystem, that will become the necessitated fact to climb this hierarchy. So go ahead, make fools of yourself. I've done it. Anyways, this is Teal with the Arcane Bear. Give us those thumbs up, smash that subscribe button if you're new to the Bear family, and also remember to join the Telegram channel, because there is a bunch of brilliant people in there. I'm also going to be diving in later today to take a look at XHV, because I didn't realize that was Haven. So we'll be doing equity level research reports. We'll be opening the newsletter back up, because I think now that Bitcoin is going down and hitting its bottom, that's going to mean there's a lot of room for upside to play in the rest of the digital alternative asset space. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, none of this is investment advice. This is strictly for information and educational purposes only. We're signing off for the rest of the day, and have yourselves a wonderful time.